guys, my name is Nibiri and it's time for another kicking of the week. And I just made this, in my opinion, amazing gated kick, and I wanted to share the process of how I made that kick with you guys. So I started making this kick in Serum. I wanted to make a kick with a really hollow, low punch, and I just started working in Serum and made a punch in there, and this is how it sounds. If you like this punch, the punch is going to be down below in the description to download, and then you can use it for yourself to maybe make a new tail behind it and finish it up. So then I exported it and it looks like this. And then what I wanted to do was I wanted to cut that tail sound off, just so I had a real clear punch and the tail will come after that. So we got this, and it sounds nice, but it sounds really too crispy, a little bit too digital. And I had to figure out how to layer it a little bit further to get it a little bit less digital. And I did that with a snare. This is what the snare sounds like in the beginning. And what I did was I pitched this up 7 semitones and put this in a mixer channel. Then we got a sound like this. And I cut off the entire white noise ending just because it wouldn't sound nice in our punch. And in the mixer channel, I really looked for the most resonating spot, and the reason I chose to pitch it up 7 semitones is because if you look at our punch over here, you see that the spike is at around 330 at an E4, and I wanted to have the same for our snare. So I started pitching and started looking at when we are going to reach that same 330 hertz. So it starts boosting the root frequency from our punch as well. And I did some extra EQ and I just started distorting it. This is just making it a little bit more crispy, and this one's kind of making it more bleepy. But that's all. Then I exported it and I even cut off the ending over here as well. So we would really get a clear punch, and just really gives an extra snap to our punch layer. After that, I added a club kick, and this club kick comes from kick 2. In kick 2 I just went playing around with the basic settings and just started moving this curve around so it would fit the punch nicely. If you don't have kick 2, just take a club kick and start using the pogo to get it to fit nicely with your other punch layers. So then we got this. And this is nice, it has some body and it's just nice and hollow punch. So after exporting, we got this. And that's just our punch. But I felt it needed some more, just needed an extra layer. So I just took an extra punch, pitched it down, and I layered it in there. So this is layered down by somewhere around 7 semitones, and I just mixed it in there. And then you really get a little bit more body in our punch. So without it you have this, and with it you get some more body. Really, if you're just looking how to create a nice and full punch, just start making one from scratch in Serum. And then when you feel like you got the body down and you got a nice club kick under it, maybe add just another random punch that you've made previously. And these 2 layers can really work together to create one full layer. After having a punch added in there, I just added a new club kick. And just give some more uniform body for our punch. I just distorted it a little bit and boosted a bit of the root frequency and some other highs. Nothing too special. And the EQ I did in the end was just after I made my tail. So this is the punch of our gated kick. Now for the tail, and this one's quite special. What I did was I opened a disperser and put it on our punch and just played around and see where it would get me. And now to make our tail, what I did, I routed our entire punch, so our 3 layers, I routed them to a new mixer channel and started putting a disperser and some distortion on there. And the disperser just, I can't really explain what it does. I think it's some kind of phasing EQ kind of thing. that's just sweeping through the frequencies. And yeah, just put it on there and put a distortion behind this, and then we get this. So it's starting to make our tail for our gated kick. Then I added an EQ after it, so I would have a little bit less of these highs. So that tail sounds a little bit more clear. And I thought, why not, let's just add another disperser, and that made it sound like this. Then after you export that, just low cut it, and then you get a nice tail for your gated kicks. So this was how I exported it, and then I put a low cut on, or a high cut on there. So right now we got this, and I just started sweeping through the waveform to see where it would fit nicely and create a nice loopable kick. After that I added some reverb from our punch, and I made a nice rhythm with it, with a little bit of automation. And we started playing these together and distorting those. So then you have your sub and your reverb, and I boosted some frequencies, and then I started distorting it. And don't be afraid to really make this let this make your tail sound real crunchy, and yeah, just give more body in, especially the mids and the highs, so it really creates a full tail already. And after that, just export it and put it under your clear sub, and then you can really start creating a fat tail, just like you do in adding a sub layer underneath already characterized tail with a normal hardstyle kick. So for a tail, it sounds like this. And what I then did to finish it up is I just added a little bit of highs, and I started distorting it further. So it just would get a little bit more crunchy. And then I felt it needed a tiny bit more sub, so I boosted that. And that's it for a tail. And then when you play the punch and the tail all together, you get this. And it sounds nice, but I felt it needed a little bit more reverb to really give some space back to this kick. And I just added an extra reverb from our punch again. Sounds like this. And I put it under there and really just let that give some space back to our kick. And then to finish it up, just put a limiter on there, and your kick will look like a brick. And that's how I created this kick. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something from this, and I hope to see you back soon again. Cheers!